Welcome back to the Flame series. Been observing the sport of boxing for a long time, and you talk about this sweet science, and over the years, I've began to believe that there's more to this sweet science than what's being stated and what's um, being said and what's being shown in that boxing ring. It extends further than that. Um, Disappointed to see a lot of the greats, man. A lot of great boxers just take a whole different turn. Uh, the stuff that they value outside the ring is strange. It's almost hard to become a boxing fan of a lot of these athletes because their interest is in something completely opposite of what you expect from them based off what you see in the boxing ring. Let me tell y'all a story too, man. Before I get to this, the main point of what I'm trying to make. I remember one time Jermel Charlo, when he was going live a lot on his IG, he um he went live. It was him and his twin brother Jamal, and he said he said some shit to me because I was in the comments and I noticed he had an anklet on, shiny, iced out anklet. I'm like, anklet, bro. That's all I put in the chat, anklet, bro. And the dude immediately, um, Black Horseman, nigga, this anklet costs more than your whole house. And woo, woo. Started going off, right? And I said to myself, all of this over anklet comment. I mean, he was going hard body to defend that anklet. Then I started seeing nice, these little snug choker chains. Then all of that started trickling into now dudes is wearing rocking full-fledged purses out in this piece, man. Like I over the last 6, 7 years, I've seen dudes go from little anklets. Hey man, stop hating. It's just an anklet. Choker chains. I'm like, man, this shit's kind of snug. I don't know about that choker chain shit. To now, it is full-fledged purse season. And I know dudes care about their purse, they bag, quote unquote. But man, um, dudes care about their purses that they shopping for too. They do, man. And that's why somebody like me in the sport of boxing, it's really difficult for me to really enjoy and be excited as a boxing fan because of the stuff that I'm seeing from the boxers and the imagery. I feel like there's a I don't know. I'm like, is there some type of agenda behind the scenes that these boxers maybe like how they have sponsors. They'll have put certain brand on their trunks, and they may wear a cap to represent, promote somebody's market somebody's brand. But somebody must be paying them backdoor your checks, man. For a lot of these fighters, look, man, just wear the purse. Put the anklet on or whatever, and paint your nails, and we got an extra 250K for you or something. I don't know, you know. Um, and nowadays it just seems like that would be y'all quick defense. Like, man, hey man, this dude he getting the bag. He getting the bag. And I'm seeing a lot of bags, man. A lot of bags. You know. Um, this first image that I had up was Chris Eubanks. Because I don't know him. I didn't watch a lot of his fights, but I remember seeing a video where he was like showing hold on one second. Let me mute real quick. Hold on, y'all. All right, my bad, y'all. But anyhow, I was seeing an interview, and make a long story short, the dude was Eubanks Senior was very, very disappointed in his relationship with him and his son. It just wasn't going the way he expected. And his son took more of a liking to, you could say, the hip hop community, the American, you know, style. The black people in America. He seemed like he more catered to that. Um, and maybe I thought maybe that was because of the way, this sweet demeanor this guy Eubanks got, senior Eubanks Senior, very sweet guy, in my opinion. Um, somebody who was aggressive and who was a hell of a fighter. Uh, it's almost like night and day when you see his interviews. You're like, this is the same guy, you know. But he was so upset about talking about how his son is infatuated with Floyd Mayweather and the bling and all of this stuff, and how his son don't want to be like him. And I was just like, I laughed, man. I LOL literally laughed out loud. Thinking like watching the shit like, are you kidding me, bro? And I hate to be mean. That's why I created this flame shit. But because it be shit that a lot of y'all be thinking and feeling, and you want to express it. So that's what I do on my channel. I express how I be feeling about a lot of this shit. I was like, bro, have you looked in the mirror lately, bro? Do you even want to be like you? You know? But not to be too harsh on Eubanks Senior, because I'm sure he was a hell of a fighter. But representation and the leadership of being the man. And that's why I like the sport of boxing, because I feel like it was like the only safe haven for real men to go to where we ain't gotta be distracted by sucker shit, you know, or agendas. And it's like if that's what you do you over there. But we thought this was some real grown man, you know, masculinity popping off in the sport of boxing, you know. But somehow, some way, this sweet science has trickled into boxing and has influenced a lot of the top athletes that a lot of people admire in that boxing ring. Because I can't cap, I'm not gonna say a lot of these you know purse purse wearing athletes. I'm not saying that they wasn't the truth. you know Oscar De La Hoya, he was high though. People like to bring up Oscar De La Hoya with the fishnets and shit. um I think he was high. Now when you sober and you out here doing sweet shit, that's different. you know Either way, it's flaming shame, you know, to Oscar and all the rest of them. Um, sweet boxers, And then what is with all the sweetness and the sugary stuff, nicknames in boxing? I never understood it. Even as a young person, why is his name Sugar? What is the sugar about? How does this relate to boxing? You know, and I'm not shitting on the great boxers and the terms that came up called sweet science. But it's a lot of sweeties in boxing. Present day, to go along with this sweet science that we like to talk about and be fans of. We just got to call it a spade, as they say. Shout out to my homie Corey. That's one of his words. Call a spade, man. This shit done got real sweet. More sweet is more sweet than it is science. You know, um, more like sucker shit for the most part. But um, like I said before, even Floyd Mayweather, man, he high ass boots and shit. And everything, people used to look sideways at his sidekick. I don't know if he still roll with Leonard Smellerby or not, but it was questionable shit. comfortable with this man massaging your chest in the corner, and he talking about he the CEO, but don't nobody know what he do. Roger Mayweather even used to question it, and I was like, "Thank you, Roger." I used to have the same question, man. Like, what do you do? What value do you have? How close are you and Floyd? You know. So, been a lot of Sherbert activity taking place in boxing, man. And I think dudes is wearing purses for purses, man. If you asking me, they doing more than just rocking purses. I just think it's just a lot of more of a And you know what's so wild? Being that I got Floyd and Smellerby on the screen, that like Al Hammond used to be in the music industry, and a lot of that energy and that type of activity take place regular in music industry. So it's strange how he was in the music industry and then got into the sports world, and I felt like a lot of that followed. You know, I feel like you got to look at the top, the leadership. You know, and no offense to nobody else on how you want to run your business and company, but you know, representation. I mean, if I'm a promoter in boxing, you know, and I have certain boxers, I just expect you to do boxer stuff and carry my brand in a certain way. You know, but man, nowadays, man, um, I guess these dudes is okay with a lot of they fighters doing whatever, and a lot of the fans is okay with the activity of these athletes, man, and don't have no issue with it. So that's why when we have real conversations, real topics about boxing, a lot of people don't even want to hear it because they more concerned about some sweet some sweet drama or something. You know, it's become more about two dudes arguing online than it has been about just matchups, styles. You know, and appreciating the sport. It's become about something else, man. Um, and I know y'all seen the headlines with Floyd and Mike Tyson. Speaking of Mike Tyson, y'all show. I mean, speaking of the sweet backdoor type stuff going on, he showed y'all cheeks. You know, yeah. I mean, y'all talk about belt to ass. He put ass to the camera, man. Like shit, and he did that on Netflix. Paved the way. Paved the way. And told Floyd, yeah, come get this. So it's been a lot of just strange activity taking place all over the sport. You know, so but maybe a lot of that, um, you know, maybe they getting funded by a lot of the even Sweet Pea. I don't know what I thought about that. Even Sweet Pea Whitaker. Sweet Pea Whitaker, I ain't never seen rock no purses, but even Sweet Pea. What the fuck is a Sweet Pea? Why even nickname yourself that? But anyway, um, matter of fact, let me show you an example, man, of what I'm talking about. Just a quick example. I don't own the rights to the video I'm about to share. You know, I have my own opinions. You have yours. You know, my opinion is flaming shame to all of this shit that I've been seeing lately. But just take a look, kind of what I'm talking about. You know, see if we can get some.
Floyd Mayweather. I love him as a boxer. As a man, he is behind. And he's holding my children back by giving them the wrong perception of what you should be aiming for with your success. It isn't girls. They should not be corrupted with clubs and bling and shaking. Cloaks of dignity is what they should wear. How wonderful it would be to just be in this suit of armor.
Cut immediately. I mean, I understand media is important to a lot of y'all. People that got their boots on the ground with their cameras but nah, man. All content ain't good content. That's all I'm saying. It ain't. I mean, this guy started out with the whole Floyd, I love him, and whoa, and with the whole shouldn't be about a girl as a dog. Hey, come on, dog. You should have left that part out. You know, yeah, man. There's been strange energy taking place in boxing, and he believes his representation, his image, should be more of the example of people. I mean, I wouldn't say I wouldn't look to none of these Negroes for my son to follow after, but I definitely wouldn't follow after Chris Eubanks Sr. If my son ended up following Floyd's footsteps in boxing or some shit, and you know, I think the worst I seen Floyd do was wear them knee high boots, which is trash. Flaming shame for you doing that, Floyd. But the shit that you been on, Eubanks Senior, bro. I don't like I say, media people need to get they clicks or whatever, but this is not good content at all. I would have cut the interview immediately.
It's called the cloak of dignity. Floyd Mayweather.
Cloak of sweetness. That's what that is, family. But even his son realized, like, man, I gotta go to America, man. Hang out with Kendrick and them. This is not like us, pops. You know, it is what it is, man. I mean, but all over the sport, I've seen this shit. Um, and I do one of these type of videos every year. I had a Hollywood Chronicles series. They went after my channel for that other shit. For that. Anyway, I was flaming shit at hip hop, music industry with that other channel. But um, the Fahrenheit is starting to increase more and more every year, so I'm gonna have to start flaming y'all too. If they take this channel because I'm flaming boxing over this sweet quote unquote science, then it is what it is. I'd rather go out on some G shit, you know, you know, uh, than this whatever shit that y'all like to support and applaud, man. This is, like the youth say, this is nasty work, man. It really is. And a lot of people okay. A lot of people okay with it. And I'm just not. Like I said, I'm just one person. And the reason why I'm not okay with it is because I thought boxing was about, you know, um, something else. But led by these, shout out to these leaders, man. These people are leading the way. Tank and whoever else, Eubanks Senior and shit. A lot of these dudes is part of this agenda, man. Seem like so they must be getting paid a lot, you know, because they be smiling and stuff. Especially Tank. Tank love rocking these purses. When he got into it with Rolly Romero at that press conference, man, and that'd be the terrible thing about it. This little short Baltimore dude will knock you out, but he's gonna leave with his purse. His check and his literal purse. You know what? One time, man, and I ain't gonna take too much of y'all time 'cause I got shit to do. But I remember one time, this particular, I've been in logistics for a long time, but I was working this particular job, man, for this contractor, and I was cool with him. We was cool. I worked for him maybe probably about, I worked for him about a year and some change maybe for this particular day. But anyway, I needed a battery for my particular scanner, and he was like, "Yeah, go reach in my purse." And I looked at this nigga like, "What? What? In my purse? Oh no, no, it's this my in the tote thing." I'm like, "Why you just didn't say that, bro? What's the purse? It ain't no. This is not a purse, fam. Why are you calling it that?" Little shit like that, like, would throw me off. That shit threw me off. And a few months later, I was with a whole different contractor. I don't play that shit, man. You know, if it's a box, if it's a tote, say a tote. Don't say purse. Why are you even referring to it as a purse, man? For what? You know. So dudes be doing strange shit for nothing, for no reason. They do little sweet stuff for no fucking reason, and it just be irritating me sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Especially with the sport of boxing. There's no need for Tank to show up to a press conference with a purse, man. If you got a purse, keep it at the house. Why you gotta show up to your press conference when you got to fight? You know, why you want to show your opponent the purse for? You know, so basically, when you win, it's a win for the sweet, whatever clique you in. I don't know how these motherfuckers operate nowadays. But anyway, you know, um, there's a saying they say the devil is the art of confusion. So when the shit start getting confusing and tricky, I'm like, okay, yeah, this is some other shit, some evil shit going on or something. Cause I can't understand this shit, and I'm smart, but a lot of the stuff that they doing in boxing, I just don't understand. Why you just can't keep it boxing? You know. So if you got to go to L.A. and hang out or some shit, or go to New York, and you in an area environment where it's too much sherberness, do what you got to do, man. Do what you got to do. Hold on, I'm just replying. Gonna hit this airport here in a few. Anyway, man, that's all I got, man. No crazy topic or nothing like that. Just good old flame of shame. Good old flame of shame, man, to the sport of boxing. Um, on its current state and the direction that it's heading, man, because um, it's clearly heading to a place that it's never been. And this is why, you know, I put guys like Muhammad Ali as the GOAT. There's nobody gonna be greater than him, man. Muhammad Ali he's gotta be rolling over in his grave looking at all this bullshit, man. With all the bullshit that's taking place on the planet, man, in the boxing. It's crazy. This man will be disgusted, to see this shit, you know. And Muhammad Ali paid he wasn't doing this type shit. He'll kick your ass and go back home to his wife, man. You know, and tell her don't go outside looking like one of these fucking savages. He was on some different type shit. And when you try to tell him to do some shit that he didn't want to do, he tell you, you know, make me, you know. So I miss that type of energy, man. Hopefully he ain't never, dabbled into no other atmosphere of sweetness. But I think Muhammad Ali was about the sweet science, not these sweet purses and sweet and the sweet energy that these fools is on nowadays, man. So yeah, man. From one boxing fan to another, man. Uh, I'm disappointed, man. Somebody said that purse is fire. I think Lady Spencer said way tougher to get knocked out by a dude wearing a purse for real. Horrible, man. You imagine that shit? Rolly, Ryan, Frank Martin, what you call it? Isaac Cruz, all y'all, man, all y'all. Y'all got to live with that, man. Got knocked out and this man left with his purse. So this type of era we in now, man. Boxing antics. What's up, family? Yeah, man. Shout out to my UK brother right there, man. Y'all support him. Subscribe to him. Raz Cloud, what's happening, fam? Eubanks Senior Duck James Tony Eubank Junior Duck Triple G. Yeah, I didn't know Senior Duck James Tony, but I definitely knew about the Eubanks Junior Duck and Triple G. And speaking of Eubanks Junior, that's what I was gonna add too. I didn't really have a topic, but I was gonna add that. That Eubanks. This is my prediction. Win, lose, or draw for Canelo Alvarez in this next fight with Crawford. Eubanks is gonna be his next opponent. That's my prediction. Chris Eubanks Jr. will be Canelo Alvarez retirement fight. He will be the Chris Eubanks will be the Andre Berto to Canelo. Like Floyd fought Berto, the last real boxer that he gonna fight before he start doing this exhibition shit. He gonna probably fight Eubanks next, and then probably fight Jake Paul after that. Maybe Eubanks Senior set the trend off with his low purse. What up, ill? Ill status in the building. Oh, he lived in the States in his younger days. All right, shout out to Yuli X, man. Sweeties promotions, man. A lot of sweetie promotions going on, man. Oscar with the tan line on the cheeks makes it more disturbing. Floyd was ready to jump on a horse. Man, a lot of people have jumped on that horse, man. Pause. Leonard Ellaby was definitely a rump ranger. What the fuck? Man, he can smell a nigga who walk in the room immediately. As soon as a nigga walk in, that's that new stuff. Is that the new that the new polo? All right, all right. Get your ass out of here. CEO or what? Tank was talking about his purses versus Ryan was wild. Yeah, aggressive with the shit. Aggressive with the shit. Al Hammond was the music man. Yeah. Smelly be too busy sniffing Floyd's boot range. Yeah, be online arguing all the time, man. Now there is Tyson versus Floyd on pay-per-view. Yep, yep. So yeah, man. Disgusted with Tyson, Floyd, and it's like these older cats, man. I wish they would just get out the damn way, man. Y'all the ones really need to be sitting down doing the podcasting and helping fighters get prepared, and because a lot of these athletes ain't shit. Especially Tyson, you need to be helping these American boxers. Why is Tyson not? I don't know. I don't know if the younger boxers, American boxers, have too much pride, or if Tyson, you just too high and you're not making time to just give back. You know, um, I mean, American heavyweights is in the shitter, man. And you got greats like Mike Tyson blazing it up. This nigga never sober probably, and willing to get off the couch for Jake Paul. You know, yeah, man. Jake got mind control over a lot of these fools, man. He told Tyson to get off his ass. Yeah, push me, smack me in the weigh in, but it's gonna cost you. It's gonna cost you your cheeks on fight night. Oscar changed the game to clap clap cheeks Thursday. Shut the ass clap, man. I thought it was people that give them the nickname, not them. I don't know. Why did y'all even give him that? I'm not giving my sons no goddamn nickname. Sweet, sugar and sweet. I'm not gonna lie though. Um, I remember when I had moved to the Valley from LA. I was playing football. I was probably in the Valley for about 2 years. Next thing you know, these two dudes from Carson moved to the Valley and got on the football team. Them niggas was cold too. I was like, man, who the fuck is these Negroes? And but the crazy thing about it, their names was Stacy and Tracy. I said, ain't this some shit? You gotta be kidding me, man. You know, they was some hood niggas though. They wasn't no punks. I'm just like, and I asked them straight up. I was like, man, why y'all got girl names? Oh man, my mom wanted daughters, but since she didn't have daughters or whatever, she just gave us the names that she was gonna give her daughters and shit. I'm like, that's fucked up, bro. Anyway, man, I'm glad y'all on the team. Shout out. Is it still cool in Carson? Y'all's everything, But yeah, man, But if they was named Stacy and Tracy and playing like literally playing like Stacy and Tracy, would have been roasting shit out of their ass. They probably got their ass whooped and kicked off the team. Couldn't do that shit in my era. To be frank, the boxers all going for the girls be struggling in the ring. To be frank, the peoples that Floyd are Haney, Shakur, Tank, Ryan, and Tio, and they have them issues out the ring and Hardy fighting. I wonder if a lot of these athletes get hit, who be getting hit upside the head. Maybe you know, the CTE make you start liking persons and shit. Like, oh, this. I used to not like this, but this is okay. This purse is cute. So I don't know. Maybe it's too many hits to the head or backdoor your purse. I don't know. You see my new bag? Right, jump to. Insane, man. It's insane that this is what we have to, we're talking about this in the sport of boxing because this is what we witness almost every year. 3, 4 times a year, somebody gonna have nail polish, a purse, um, or just be online doing some zesty shit. Zesty dance. Y'all remember when Spence was out there doing this little zesty dance? I think he was with Yellow Beezy and anyway, I ain't gonna go down. You know what I mean? But y'all already seen. Y'all already know what I'm talking about. Shit it's been happening. Oh, he be late at pressers because he be needing his purse. Ali on that Nation of Islam promotions. That's why I always respected the Nation of Islam. I don't play that shit, man. I always respect the discipline. You gotta have principles in certain way you move. But if people that's just don't have no they're not governed by nothing. This is why you need probably certain government in place because a lot of y'all not self-governed. Somebody tell you, hey man, this is hot. This is in. This person, this is what we doing. And then niggas who ain't got no principles, ain't governed by nothing. They just, oh, okay, for sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's pay 60. I pay 60 for this. How much you pay for how much you pay for them jeans? I pay 60K for this purse. You know, I bet you feel real sweet about it. Take a zesty ass to your mansion. I think it's going to be Shiraz next for Canelo. I don't know about that. I'm sure that's what Turkey won't though. But I don't know if Shiraz will be next for Canelo. Canelo is too many cherries out there, man. Cherries are showing up. Just when I thought there was no cherry left out there, he be finding them, man. I'm like, man, you will get the most rotten cherry. It could be a cherry that ain't even ripe. He like, whatever, man. I'm going to pick it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Whatever, Canelo. No shame in your game. Only an idiot or Joe from WAW is buying Tyson for Tyson versus Mayweather. Oh yeah, that's disgusting work. I would never even bother putting that as a title. Fuck getting hits for that shit. That is ridiculous, man. People in boxing should be disgusted with that. Like, bro, like, and I get it that y'all want to say, oh man, they older, let them get their bag, but man, they are embarrassing themselves, man. That's all I'm saying. It's just like, man, this is some birth and humiliation ritual type crap going on with y'all, man. Y'all just keep doing shit to embarrass yourself. You know, Floyd should have ended the exhibition stuff right when Jake Paul took his hat. That should have been ended. That was the sign. Like, bro, it's over. Like Vince Carter after he dunked in the dunk contest, it's over. You know, but keep coming back for more. So, you know, Stacy is actually a unisex name. I know a few dudes named Stacy. I mean, I don't know. I don't need. I don't need too many Stacys. Mel Stacy's family. I don't know, dog. Stacy and Tracy, the moms were vicious, dog. Vicious moms out here, man. Shout out to my mom. She gave me a good ass name. But Stacy and Tracy is diabolical, man. For male. But anyway, they turned that. You knew they was like, hey, yeah, Stacy, good touchdown, good run, boy. We'd be on that type of time. They'd be like, Stacy. People, other teams be looking like, bro, we just got ass whooped by this motherfucker Stacy and Tracy. Shit was crazy, bro. We was destroying teams too. I'm like, man. But at the time, you had to make weight. Stacy had a weight issue because he really should have been on the higher team. He was Junior American League and shit. But that nigga was trying to make. We needed that nigga on our team. He was like I don't know what kind of style running back he was, man. He was like maybe what's that fast nigga from the Titans? Number 28. Uh, Chris Johnson. He was more like a Chris Johnson. He wasn't as fast. That nigga was elusive though, man. Stacy was a beast. Tracy was good too. Stacy was the killer. Tank wouldn't happen to have some Lamont Roach rematch paperwork in his purse, would he? Yeah, man. He went out like a straight up sissy, bro. I'm like, I know Tank fans still gonna talk, but there's really nothing you can say. That nigga Tank is going out like a straight out sissy, bro. A draw? Oh, fuck that. Give me my purse. Give me my purse. I'm leaving. I'm out. When him and probably anyway. Probably when he argue with his chick or whatever, he kick her out. She try to take her purse. She think it's hers. He like, no, no, that's mine. Put my purse back, bitch. That's my purse, bitch. And then she called him like, you really a hoe ass nigga. Then he whoop her some more. You know, zesty. That's why a lot of these. That's probably why he be hitting these females because they be calling him zesty. Like, nigga, you zesty than me. You more feminine than me. I'll choke your ass, bitch. Yeah, man. Crawford's a cherry pick for Canelo. Yeah, that is a cherry pick. It could be a cherry pick going wrong, but yeah, Canelo definitely is cherry picking. Canelo's definitely cherry picking Crawford. What up, Lloyd? Yeah, I'm about to bounce, man. Jake Paul took his head to say he is now the face of boxing. Yeah, man, he took it. And you know what? With that comment, Uliex, I thought about that the other day. I was like, you know what? Most people take the torch. Jake Paul took the hat from the fucking top dog. He said, man, fuck taking the torch, nigga. I'm gonna take this motherfucker hat. I'm gonna take his crown from him, homie. Floyd ain't been the same since. He ain't been the same since, man. Let's see, thinking they were transformers in today's society with those names. Yeah, man, people would, I still be seeing the homie, few posts here and there every now and then on Facebook, even though I don't really be on Facebook like that. But yeah, they still around. That nigga ain't in running back shape no more though. But it is what it is. He had his time. That's all I got for this one, man. Shout out to actual facts, man. Shout out to actual facts coming up in here, man. Last minute and shit. But yeah, man. I gotta hit up this airport. But thank y'all for tuning in for this one, man. Shout out to the whole UGC. Ain't no community like us, man. The Flame series continues. And you know, 2026, will we see more purses? Purses have gone up to an all-time high. All over the place, y'all. Checks and handbags. So today's topic really was the sweet science. And it's more emphasis on the sweet instead of the science nowadays. And that's why the sport of boxing is in the state that it's in. It's in bad shape. Jake Paul is the face of boxing. He took Floyd's hat, and from there it was a wrap. Now he's his own promoter. He's got a what is it? What's his promotion company? I forgot. But he's on Netflix. He's about to fight. You know, shit, Javante Davis, and he's gonna give Javante his biggest purse. And from that purse, Javante will be able to buy more purses. So I'm sure Javante is very very happy. He's going out like a sucker. Um, if Jake Paul really want to be petty, he should spar Lamar Roach and get the little, whatever secrets and all of that shit, man. That's all I got for this one, man. I am the Black Horseman. Catch y'all on the next one. Out.